Bitcoin will replace the US dollar. Let's have a look. Hello everyone, Florian.heise here and welcome to another episode of HeiseSays. I want to have a look at this article from news.com.au written by Alex Turner-Cohen. Bitcoin will replace the US dollar. Okay, we'll see. We'll see. Let's before we go through this, let's have a look at coin market cap. Bitcoin is now at $48,825. It's jumped up by 4% in a day. Ethereum is over $4,000. Binance is at $530. So Bitcoin is going to replace the US dollar. Well, why wouldn't Tether replace the US dollar? I wonder why. So 3 simple words from a billionaire propelled Bitcoin to a higher price than it's been for more than a month after a horror 6 weeks. Okay. That alone shows you how stupid this is. You know, Bitcoin won't replace the dollar, guys. You can pretend, you can fantasize, the Bitcoin maxis can yell at each other on Twitter. It's not going to replace the US dollar. What might happen is the technology behind cryptocurrencies will be adapted, modified, and changed. So you get digital central bank digital currencies, but they aren't going to be using Bitcoin. They aren't going to be using Ripple. They aren't going to be using any of this other garbage that people have made. They will just adapt it and steal the IP or get the open source IP. Come on. We saw that with the RBA doing their experiments with Ethereum, guys. People don't like to hear it. But, I mean, that's going to be the truth. After a difficult 6 weeks, Bitcoin received a temporary boost to its price after 3 words shared on Twitter. And it's not from Elon Musk. Instead, another billionaire spurred the coins, causing them to hit their highest price in over a month. Now, you don't want this to happen. You don't want someone just sharing some stuff on Twitter affecting your currency. You don't want a 5%, 10%, 40% shift in your currency in a couple of days. How are you going to run a business like that? It's impossible when you're buying stock. Okay, you've got to put your prices up and down, move them all over the place. It's going to be a nightmare. Everything. And remember, everything in crypto, in most stock markets, is all tied back to the US dollar. It's always priced in US dollar. No one is pricing stuff in Satoshis, like when you look at it online. It's not 500 billion Satoshis were stolen from such and such exchange. It's always US dollars, guys, because people want US dollars. There's demand for US dollars around the entire world. It's the lubricant of the global economy. I can't see crypto or Bitcoin achieving the same thing. We'll have to see. Early Wednesday morning, Australian Eastern Daylight Time, Twitter founder and ex-CEO of the platform, Jack Dorsey, with a net worth of $16 billion, threw his weight behind the blockchain. You know, American rapper Cardi B, asked her 20 million followers on Twitter, do you think crypto is going to replace the US dollar? Yes, Bitcoin will, he wrote. I mean, okay, great. A rapper and Jack Dorsey from Twitter, the most, anyway, I mean, come on. He's just talking up his bag, guys. He's just talking up his bag. That's it. The coin momentarily lifted by 5% to 49,331, a price increase higher than any other in the past 30 days. So this is showing you all that's driving crypto is just news and rumor. There you go, guys. Right there. You know, it's just news. Who predicted this? A post from a rapper and a response from a CEO pulled it up 5%. Okay? Come on. At the time of writing, Bitcoin was slightly lower, up by just 3%, sitting at 48,000. The idea of Bitcoin replacing the US dollar isn't as far off as it seems. Yes, it is, Alex. It is. Okay? It is. I mean, El Salvador. Okay. Guys, let's look at the Observatory of Economic Complexity. Let's look at El Salvador to put this into perspective. You know what? I'll jump over here. Let me just sign in, everyone. And because everyone's talking about El Salvador, I think the economic complexity is higher than Australia, guys. But that's not too hard, to be honest. Okay. It is. Their economic complexity is higher than Australia. They're 69th in the world with economic complexity. Their exports are $6.27 billion. Okay, they're $6.27 billion. Let's just have a look at some cryptocurrencies which have a market cap higher than $6.7 billion. Yep. There we go. So their exports are about equal to Stellar with market cap. Guys? Okay? There you go. Stellar Lumen. Their imports are $11.1 billion. So that's equal to the market cap of, we'll say here, wrapped Bitcoin. Their per capita exports are $971. This isn't a rich country. They've got a deficit, so they're importing more than they're exporting. Their services exports are $2.37 billion and $1.86 billion. What's the biggest export? Knit T-shirts and sweaters and electrical capacitors. Their top imports are refined petroleum, packaged medicines, and light rubber knitted fabrics. Are we even there? There we go. Our export value from El Salvador is $7.78 million. We're not talking a big player here globally, guys. The fact that they've adopted Bitcoin isn't as significant as people want you to believe. Okay, this country isn't that important on the global scale of things. But, I mean, guys, their economy is more complex than Australia. Okay, just remember that. Okay, so let's jump back here. However, Mr. Dorsey wasn't quite as enthusiastic when it came to Web 3.0. Okay, I was talking to Rachel about this. She was saying, wasn't Web 3.0 meant to be the Internet of Things? Remember that? How every little device was meant to have the Internet? Even my light bulbs now are connected to the Internet. Remember that? That all disappeared. And the idea, how many of these platforms are not at all decentralized? And you know when what you're using, if it's not on Web 3.0, if you're not paying for it, if you don't need to pay a stupid token. This is the thing. Web 3.0 sounds like complete and utter bullshit and just scammy crap. You don't want it. You want Internet now where it's significantly decentralized. You can get stuff from all over the world, and you can route through many different ways, and you don't need to pay for it. Can you imagine having to pay to click on a bloody link on a website because it's a transaction? It's just marketing spin and bullshit. Okay, we'll have to see if it manifests to anything. Like this whole non-fungible token craze, where all you're doing is literally buying a database entry that links to an image. This has the potential for, I'm just waiting for people to start sending illegal and illicit material images to attack political opponents using NFTs. That's what it's going to turn into. And then you'll see, such and such has all of these images on their NFT wallet, which someone sent to them to incriminate them. That's the danger of it here, guys. And then if that happens, which I would bet a carton it'll happen, you'll start to see sharp government interventions and clamping down on it. That's the real danger here. Anyway, the idea of a decentralized internet, we already have a decentralized internet anyway. Decentralized blockchain, a stark contrast to Web 2.0, which centered around a small group of big tech companies running the online world. How many of these decentralized platforms, we've seen it before, they've gone down when Amazon Web Services fell down, okay? The cost of storing something on Ethereum network, like data, is insanely expensive. It doesn't make sense, okay? I think Alex is just stringing together all the points that she hasn't looked into it very deeply. In a subsequent tweet, Mr. Dorsey shot down Web3, writing, "You don't own Web3, the venture capitalists and LPs do." Yep. In this, he was referring to venture capitalist firms and investors known as limited partners investing in Web3 firms. As a result, it wouldn't really be decentralized. It would just be a different group of big techs, Mr. Dorsey argued. Right, I'm spilling drinks here while I'm recording. So Mr. Dorsey's been a known supporter of Bitcoin since at least 2018. Back in August, the entrepreneur said, as can be seen in the tweet below, Bitcoin would unite first the US and then the world. Oh, come on. Maybe in your little Silicon Valley imagination. If not for his block venture, the tech guru said he would be pursuing an enterprise in the crypto space right now. If I were not at Square or Twitter, I'd be working on Bitcoin, Dorsey said at a Miami Bitcoin conference in June. He said both companies have a role to play in terms of Bitcoin. Bitcoin hasn't had a great end of the year, dropping by as much as 33% in the past several weeks after hitting its all-time high of nearly 69,000 on November 10. Since then, the coin has hovered around 45 to 48,000. Bitcoin has a 200 moving day average of just over $46,000. So there we go, everyone. Bitcoin to replace the US dollar. I wouldn't bet a penny on it happening. If anything, the digital US dollar will replace Bitcoin. What do you think? Let me know your takes on this one in the comments below. Can you, if you're a Bitcoin maximalist, can you step back and look at the bigger picture? Think about the danger that NFTs pose. Anyway, take care and check out this video about another person saying Bitcoin is going to go to $10,000. Every day we get a little bit of new fun crypto news. Take care, guys. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye for now.